Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, good evening, good afternoon. How's everyone doing?
We are here live at home.
Live at home.
And you can see it in just a second when I'm going to click here on this button.
We're hesitating.
Bloop.
Yes!
There we are. Second time live stream event.
Yeah, what a moment.
Semi-pros already.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Me too. We've been preparing for hours and days and weeks for this.
Yes.
The culmination of so many moments. It's been a long year of work, so to say. And we have plenty of people here sending messages and emojis, and we love you all. Thank you for being here tonight with us. We wanted to do, when we planned Year Zero, on the EP, we wanted to do a record release party, but we didn't expect that a little pandemic would hit. And then we said, okay, let's just do something at home, a bit more chilled, right? And thanks to Philip's impressive videography and live stream skill sets, we are here. This is possible.
We can also already give you a sneak preview of our special effects we prepared for today.
Yeah.
So, what's the stream about? It's about Year Zero, our debut EP. And let's blend in the cover with our special effects.
1, 2, 3. Bam, bam, this side. Did you see this?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
The cover here.
The cover.
Kaya also painted the wall quickly blue.
Yes, I painted the wall.
Yes. So that's what we're doing, right? We wanted to introduce the EP a bit, go a bit through the 5 songs which are on the EP, listen a bit to it, talk about details and stuff. And the most important thing is what we want to do is, because unfortunately we cannot meet you all in person, is that we want to interact as much as possible. So you are allowed to give us topics, ask us questions. We already got some questions.
We got a lot of questions from fans. Yes, that we're gonna discover their names while we read the questions. So I don't know. It could be anyone, right? Could be anonymous fans. It could be famous ones that we don't really know. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see.
And the flow is gonna be more or less what we planned for. Was first you need to just flood us with comments, because that's why we're here. And the second thing is we are gonna play parts of the songs of the EP, so you can listen to everything with calm, hopefully many times. But and have 2 questions per song, right, in between, roughly. And of course, if we have more, then we will make the time. So we blocked an hour for this, and if it gets too boring, we're just gonna cut it in 20 minutes. Say, okay, no one likes us anymore. That's fine. Exactly. Sounds good.
Sounds good, yeah. Let's see who's already here. Say hello. I already saw
lovely people.
Already saw Adam and Valgir. Very nice that you made it. Good to see you.
Awesome,
friends,
awesome, handsome gents.
Yeah, very handsome people.
We have Vivis, Mosi, we have Rafa, we have Daniele Ricci, Bello, and Mate Lies. Those folks, they're awesome as well. We played the last concert we played exactly in the hit on the week that the pandemic hit. Was the last concert we played, and we opened for those guys. They're awesome. Check them out. Grazie che sei qua, Daniele. We have my sister Talita. We have Igor. We have Thibaut. We have Augusto. I mean, look at this. It's awesome. We have Fedevis. Anna A. I never knew who Anna A is. I have the feeling it's someone using a fake account, but we're going to find out soon.
Still mysterious, yes.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here. We have Mix87. I'm pretty sure this is Max.
Yes.
Wilman is
hello,
maybe
Max.
your brother.
Yes.
Yes.
Anton. Hello, Anton.
Anton. Awesome that you're here, man. It's a pleasure to have you here tonight. Letícia, my niece. Letícia, que saudade de você. Que bom que você está aqui. Espero que você dance muito nesta noite, ouvindo Comando Fox. Yeah,
this is, by the way, also a multi-language, multilingual.
Yes, multi-language.
Multi-language stream. So if you have questions and you want to ask them in German or in Dutch or
Arabic, I don't speak Russian. But we have Google Translate.
I-
Italian,
Italian,
Portuguese,
and English, of course.
and
yeah.
English.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are that's in our range of language skills.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, shall we start a bit of
I think with Year Zero could be a good one. Which
Yeah.
part of the song you want to play? The intro was already in the beginning.
yes, the intro was already in the beginning.
As a guitarist, I would say play the solo. But no. No one likes guitar solos anymore. You
Yeah.
choose. If you want to play from the scratch, from the start, let's do it. Because it starts with this drum fill, which I really like.
Yeah, so I need to go a bit back here, right? Like
Yeah.
To this wonderful thing. Okay, Year Zero. So the first track of the album has the same title as the EP as well. So we're going to tell some more details about that after listening a bit of it. Okay, all right, here we go.
Are you
Let's-
ready? If you haven't listened yet, you're excused. But from after this, at least one play. One stream on Spotify is going to help us with probably 0.02 cents. Which, okay, it's a lot. It's more than I expected to make as an artist already.
Yes, me too. Okay, all right, here we go. Year Zero.
Make no mistake, I am here to change the game. You and I will meet again in your dreams. I will leave you with my mind. I am bigger than a lifetime. I'll be hiding in the dark where I'm free to fly away. Welcome to the start of the rest of your life. A little pain can do no harm. Welcome to my world. You'll be left to your devices. Anytime you wanna leave behind.
Let's talk a bit about that song. It's already one of our older songs, I would say.
Yeah, it was probably the second one we wrote together, I
Yeah.
think.
Second, third, around that. It's
Mhm.
already 2 years ago. So for all those who do not know, we started in 2019 to work together. Before Kayo already did some stuff alone. And yeah, that song, it maybe you can tell a bit of the story, how it came in connection with the name of the EP.
Yeah.
Because it was not meant, like we didn't plan, okay, the EP should be Year Zero. It was like later on, right?
Yeah.
We decided for it later on.
So first and foremost, the EP was not. We didn't. The production of the EP was not like we sat in a room for 2 weeks or a month and recorded the songs from scratch, thinking that it's going to be a 5-song EP and so on. We had a handful of songs, maybe 7 or 8, that we already played live and we performed. And we thought, okay, let's make the first EP. Let's choose the 5 that we like the most, that are more ready to go, let's say, and then we record them properly, right? So the EP had no name in the beginning. We just had Year Zero as a name of the song. And when we were discussing how we should name it, Philip suggested. I was having, of course, random ideas, absurd ideas, and Philip was just like, because he is this guy, he's always the guy who's like, let's try to make it more simple. And he said, maybe we just name it at Year Zero. I like the name and I like the idea. And I think given the context also, right? When you suggested it, it wasn't necessarily because anything related to the pandemic. But I think the strength of the name, given the context, it just got even stronger, I guess. So
I thought Year Zero sounds also a bit like the start
yeah,
of something new of this whole band.
yeah.
First EP. Yeah.
And I think as with every other song that we recorded, because we already had the demos and we played them, if you ever went to one of our concerts or checked us playing live and listened to the EP, it's already fairly different. Not extremely, but some arrangements and some details are a little bit more developed. And I think Year Zero is the same. One thing I can remember when I listened to it is that the way it starts with the it wasn't like that when we started. It was always the guitar. Every song, I think, when we started was always me with the riff, and then you would join.
Yeah, true.
Me and the
I
riff, and you
remember.
would join.
Yeah.
And in this one, I just said, let's do the drum beat first. And I think it's a good start for the EP.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's always the thing when you. I don't want to get too music composition producer nerdy here, but always when you want to have like a full CD with 5 songs, then it's of course you have to think, okay, how is every song fitting together with the other one?
Yeah.
Not just with the story and everything, but also with how it starts. And that was exactly the point that we figured out. Many songs always are starting with 2 times guitar playing alone, 1 riff, and then it goes. And there was one of those shortcuts, like very easy idea, and suddenly you have much more impact. And that's also randomly the first song of the album, starting super powerful with the whole band. I think
Heavy.
it's cool.
Bit metal, like I like, and
Yeah.
you don't. So I convince him, maybe.
Yeah. By the way, if you wanna, we talked already very detailed about the whole story of the song and the stuff behind it very, very deeply in our podcast. That's also a hint for people who are very interested in the details and behind the scenes of the songs. There are episodes for every song. One, at least for Survivor, but that one will also come soon.
That comes in the coming weeks, yeah. But we have our little podcast that we started last year, and we did a little series of. We thought it would be nice to have like 10-15 minutes episodes where we talk a little bit about each song. It was a nice exercise as well. So maybe we're repeating ourselves a bit if you listen to the episode, but check it out afterwards. Fox in the Box, our podcast. Available everywhere where you can listen to podcasts while you do a bit of laundry or cleaning your dishes. Shall we read a question from a fan?
Yes, I think we should get into it. Are there already questions in the comments?
Not yet. There is
Not yet.
Prash saying Year Zero before the start. Yes. And Thibaut saying a little nerdy where things start with 0. Yeah. You know, engineers, they like it. So, first question that came from a fan. I don't know if... this is maybe an unknown fan. It's Margot Robbie. Have you ever heard of her?
No,
she
not yet.
sent a message.
Not
Yeah.
yet. She's
Thank you, Margot Robbie, for...
an actor. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. When you think of people who could like your music, which artists do you think they are fans of? Once again, Margot Robbie from Australia, thank you. Very, very thoughtful of you. I don't know. That's a very good question. Where a lot of friends have already mentioned that they think we sound a bit like Placebo, even though it's not intended. I think none of us really listen to Placebo that much, but I take it, of course, as a compliment. So maybe fans of Placebo will like our stuff. From influences, the stuff that I listen to, and then, of course, will have an influence in the music is Foo Fighters, of course. Muse. Muse is pretty heavy. Muse, I think, is the first band we bonded over. I'm not sure if there's anything else.
Yeah, but I see it the same. I think it's there are 2 options. Like the one option is that I think it's the obvious one that they listen to the same music that we also do, like Muse, Foo Fighters, Royal Blood, of course, very deep influence, especially when it comes to how we want to sound or how we sound. I think it's not on purpose chosen, but I think it gets it gets a bit in the direction with the music from this album. And then there are those surprises, exactly what you said with Placebo, for example, and that's always the fun part when people are telling you bands that you never have listened to before, and then you take. It's also a compliment, and it's always fun. Sometimes you also discover new bands with this.
To be honest, I think if there's any comparison with any established band or artist, I always take it as a compliment, even if I don't necessarily agree. Like the other day, once or twice there were people saying that sounds a bit like Alter Bridge, which is a like more hard, heavy rock band, and I take it as a huge compliment because I love those guys, and I would never imagine, you know, to be compared to that sort of band. So, yeah, as long as you don't think it's shitty, even though you can, of course, it's up to you. I think we have a lot of influence from the 90s and early 2000s music, so anything in between grunge and alternative rock and a bit of metal from my side especially can be fitting.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
next question or next song?
I would have a look at the questions because we have some
There
first
are questions
coming in from the audience, I think.
Hafa said, I hear Margot Robbie is your number one fan from now. Of course, I mean, it's natural to believe that, right?
Yeah.
Thibaut asked, what's the usual song creation process? And then Kana said, what is your usual song creation process? But with the emotion of seeing you live, some words got lost. Okay. What is the usual songwriting process, Philip?
It's actually very finished ideas, I would say, in a way. It's not like now it happens a bit more that we jam on a riff or something, on a very simple idea, but usually with all the songs which are on the P, they were pretty much one product already. There were always small things, as we already talked with the intro of the drums, that we changed later. But if you listen to older versions and first demos, there's not so much difference. We will, by the way, show that later on. We also brought a little snippet from a rehearsal that we found from another song 2 years ago, and that's very interesting to compare it. So
it's very awkward also.
Be aware. And yeah, usually Kaio's bringing a nice idea, and he's maybe sometimes already sending it before to me, and I can already prepare drums, and then we meet and we immediately play the song, mostly, right? Already from that's what I really like actually with this band. That is usually not a lot of thinking, but just playing the song through, and then we pretty quickly have a final product, and then we can still choose if we change something, but it's already there. We can play it live, can test it in front of an audience, and then do some tweaks and peaks here and there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also, generally speaking, the music tends to come before the lyrics, even though usually I put names on songs, even though they're working titles, I put names with already an idea in mind, like with already an intention, right? So for example, Year Zero is the exception in this EP. Year Zero, I think I wrote the lyrics before the melody, the music. But generally, I think the music comes first. And then we, as Philip said, we try to have a rough demo, and then we kind of shape it a little bit. It's easier for us, I think.
There's another question which is more for you, Kaio. Worum geht es in diesem Lied? Like, what's the song about, or what's the lyrics about? I think it's more or less the same questions from
Mr. Wheelman.
Mr. Wheelman. Yeah.
What are the lyrics about? So, what I like, and at least so far I've been doing a lot, is doing very dualistic lyrics. I try not to be very explicit with the themes. So, as an example, I tend to go, as the case with Survivor, the case with Year Zero, it's the having two scenarios where it's ambiguous to interpret, right? So it's not very clear, extremely clear what the lyric is about. So if you read the lyrics for Year Zero, it's clear that it's about an abusive relationship, right? Someone abusing someone else and making them depend on this person. But actually, what the influence of that song is about the Khmer Rouge, which was a regime that, killed millions of people in Cambodia. And that was the main sort of inspiration, this terrible story to write about the abusive relationships, right? Which in the end, it's why do we like being in an abusive relationship? Why is it so hard to say no and go away, right? Which goes back to why do we keep electing assholes to represent us in politics, right? At the end of the day.
Yes.
So it's very varied lyrics. As we put in the back cover of the EP, each song is sort of about a specific thing. So Year Zero is about abusive relationships. Nightcrawler is about violence, about why we like violence so much. Survivor is about dealing with the past and dealing with different changes. No, Survivor is about dealing with changes, and Pride is about dealing with the past. And change is about accepting our differences, and because the world is as wonderful as it is because of the colors and the differences we have as people, right? So that was a very... And by the way, Change was the first song that Philip brought to the band. He wrote it, I think, in 2016, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of an older idea.
Yeah, and then
So,
we shaped it.
There was the other way around, that I brought a rough idea and shaped it together. Yeah.
Next song, maybe?
Yeah, maybe listen a bit to the next one. Man, awesome. They are already the next questions. We won't forget any of those questions.
We'll do all of them.
Let's move to the second song, which already appeared as a single in January. It was our first single together, right?
Yes.
Let's blend in the album cover because we prepared the special effects yet. 3, 2, 1.
Bam!
This is completely necessary. Okay, let's listen to Nightcrawler a bit, the second song. It's probably somewhere here.
Tension. Wow, exactly in the beginning.
That was lucky.
This is supposed to sound like a Evo lullaby, by the way. That's the intention. Kind of creepy.
Interesting.
As Hafa just wrote there, it's very true. Last year was my 30th birthday, and my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful girlfriend, I believe she is going by the name of Anna in the chat.
Oh.
But that's not her real name. She organized a surprise where, a lot of lovely friends, all of you who are here, made a karaoke version of singing the song. So it's a very special video I have. Questions. Okay, there's a lot of questions there.
Yeah, very nice. Let's check that we don't skip one. I think...
Prash asked, has Berlin influenced your songs?
Was it?
That was right after your Willman asked.
And here, what is this? Is also...
it's the same as Thibaut's.
Ah, yeah, all right.
Yeah, the song creation.
Yeah, has Berlin influenced your songs? I think it's very nice question for you because you come from a very different place.
Yeah, from the wild forest in Brazil where they speak Spanish. So Berlin has influenced not I wouldn't say the songs, I would say the decision to really dive into music. That Berlin changed me very strongly. Like I came here 6 years ago, and I came here to work with tech startups, and I was really into this mindset of becoming an entrepreneur. And it took a while until I realized that my endeavor would be in music. So I wanted to become an entrepreneur in having a band. That's the influence. But the songs, not necessarily, I would say. Yeah.
Cool.
Next question from this wonderful gentleman from Iceland, who's a fantastic musician. Valgir, tell me the story about how you met each other. And a bonus question because the bromance is shining through. What is the best thing about Philip or Kayo? Nice. Okay, so first
Very
things
nice
first.
question, Buggy.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Thank you, man.
Um,
The story how we met each other. Maybe
yes.
you can tell. That's
Yeah, it's interesting because it's not over very specific, like over a platform that
We met on
everybody-
Tinder.
No, it's not Tinder because that would be the obvious one. It was Humble. No, we met on a page for musicians where they can put ads that they are searching for a drummer or a guitarist or whatever. And Kayo was putting an ad there for Komodo Fox is searching a drummer.
as if we were a band, by the way. I made the ad, right? You remember you
Yeah,
told me that
Kayo
the
was
impression is like, this is such a professional band.
I thought it's already a very like a band with, I don't know, 3 or 4 members, like very full complete. And then I met Kayo, and I didn't know before, right? I was asking like,
I really remember you were sending the question in
yes,
the
am I
WhatsApp.
going to meet just you or the others? And then we met, and he was telling, I just did everything alone until now, record all the guitars, the vocals and stuff, and drums are programmed in the songs that came earlier, which also relieved me a bit because otherwise I would have thought that's some very tight drum playing.
Yeah, it was very tight.
Be a very good drummer.
Thank you, Hota, for doing that.
Yes, and then we met. Like, I think the magic of the story is when we met right here over the corner in a small Vietnamese cafe, and we had some. I had the pancake and the coffee. You had the tea, and Kaya was paying everything for me.
Of
That's
course,
I
I'm
still
such a
remember. It
gentleman.
was very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more important.
Yeah,
Well-
and then we met to play. First was really connecting as people, right? And then afterwards
Exactly.
we tried jamming, and then it just clicked. Like we played a song, and both of us were kind of smiling already. I think it was clear that it worked.
Yeah, which is a very important thing. We had a lot of conversations about it, that this is very important when we play with musicians, that you instantly have this thing.
Yeah.
And you cannot you cannot it's just there or not. It's
Yeah.
sometimes very hard to. Sometimes it develops over a longer period of times, but usually I have to say from my experience, it's something which is immediately there or not. And
Yeah, the
with that,
chemistry.
there was no doubt we were playing, and it was there, and
Yeah.
I really love that still. And if it comes to the other questions, the bromance question, what is the best thing about Kayo is the first of all, I don't see him as a musician in my band. I see him as my friend, and that's standing over everything. And I think that's already the most important thing. And I would say a thing I value a lot is that everything that you are, it's like
This is such a romantic
I'm gonna
moment.
marry you. No.
Yeah.
It's like everything. I can always trust that you are doing everything you are saying that you are going to do, or that if we say, hey, next year we are gonna finish our EP and bring it out and do this, we will always do it, and I can trust that it's gonna happen, and that it's not over the time some things go down. I have to remind you or so. So it's always reliable and very clear. Things are going to happen, and everything is very structured. You structure your life, but yeah, over all of this, more important is, of course, you as a person and character. Also, always the talks we have. Usually, sometimes we just meet and drink coffee together and have a very good talk. And when we have this very nice talk about something super different, like just about someone in a tram who got beaten up or so, which was me the last time. No, and then
Which is normal in Berlin.
and then we go to the room, and then we take that energy from the dialogue into the music. That's magic, and that's good. That's what I really enjoy.
My man, that's very emotional. Thank you. It was very honest. I would say Philip has a lot of wonderful things, but I would agree with you. It has the same connection. It's the human aspect. I think he's just a wonderful human being. He's very honest, and he's extremely mature. So I think I feel very comfortable about talking about anything with him. As you said, it's about having a friend, having a partner, and not necessarily a great musician on your side. And I think that's what the band is about. I think we wouldn't be able to be here right now. Not that making the EP or anything is that hard. I mean, it's hard, but fine. Any other band can do it, right? But the meaning that it carries to us, like this connection, the fact that we are in this together and so on, the trust that we have in each other, it's something hard to take away. So, yeah, I think it's all about being a fantastic human being. Generally, just being open, being honest, and transparent as well. Transparent about how we feel. I think we also have a lot of those, like clashing moments or difficult moments, because we have very different personalities, like extrovert versus introvert and so on. But we always talk openly. We always are very open about how we feel about things, and this is super valuable. You cannot find this everywhere. So, thank you, Philip.
Thank you. Yeah,
for
I
being
think it's
special.
also like a band is from outside it always looks so easy and chilled and cool, but it's like a relationship. There's also a lot of things we needed to need to learn, right? How to talk about things and be it's a very big thing to have a band together and making decisions together, doing something that both of us are happy with. It's not always easy, and I think what's more important is that we found a way to work together. That's also
Absolutely.
something we're still working on. Like I am still working on.
It's
learning.
it's always a work in progress, right? Like,
Yes.
we never consider something finished. Like we recorded the EP and now we learned a lot of things on how to do it next time. So we're already super excited for the next recordings we're gonna have, and we have tons of plans for this. It's just a matter of chilling a bit and organizing our lives from here on. Okay, next question.
Thank
There's
you,
a lot of
Vagi. A very, very deep question.
very nice, very challenging also to be so emotional in front of everyone, all our friends. So many guys and girls, of course. Thank you so much for participating that much. There was Wilman asked chorus effect, I think, in Nightcrawler. Yes, I'm using a chorus effect in the cleaner parts of the guitar. You are very right, Mr. Wilman. Anna A asked, have the songs changed a lot during the recording process for the EP?
I would say they changed, but not some more, some less. I think for others it would not be so much change in it, but for us it seems more. But I think for a production of a CD, it's the results are very close to the beginning versions. What I really like, but also there are, as we already talked, this intro in Year Zero. There are some small peaks and tricks here and there that I really like that they happen because they make a little more magic. So here and there.
Yeah. But not too crazy. I would say in a scale 1 to 5, because I love the scale 1 to 5, they changed 2 out of 5, I would say. Or maybe 3.
Yeah.
2.5, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not wild. It's not
No.
like if you listen to
Yeah.
the pre-production and you listen to the final result, it's not crazy. It just sounds better, more like glued together. Do you have any concerts planned this year? That's a question by Mr. Max, the guy who's always been there for us.
When we need a car.
Yeah, when we need a car. Well, we have technically festivals coming up, but because of the situation, Corona situation and vaccinations, none of us are vaccinated yet. It's still uncertain. So maybe in August it could be or July, maybe there's a festival, but not sure.
Yeah.
Not really sure.
In Berlin, there's nothing planned yet, but we hope we can play there soon in front of audience, in front of all of you.
Yeah, when it's not
Amazing.
weird anymore. Thibaut is asking, do you listen to your own tracks sometimes, just as anyone else will listen to it, like at work? No. I listen to it I personally only listen to it when I want to judge it again, because I'm very judgmental of myself, and I want to listen to know what to do better. And maybe when I listen to the songs, it's very self-critical, like, shit, this line was horrible, or this guitar sound, But it's more to be critical, not really to chill at home. No, I'm not sure about you.
I think it's a good question. I think it's mostly not possible because you always you know the song so good already, and you were so much involved into every detail. But sometimes there are moments that I don't know if you had that sometimes. But if things are happening randomly, that you have just this 2 seconds you're listening to something and you didn't expect that it was your track or something because it was in your playlist or so, and you listen to it like you listen to normal music. Sometimes I have it, and I really like those moments because then I realize if I really like the stuff also as a neutral listener, because usually the things you write yourself with your own band, you always love them a lot. already because it's yours. There's always this factor. And sometimes I wish I could just be listen neutral to my music. I mean, sometimes I do it with new song ideas that when I have them, that I record them and then I put them aside for a week or so that I don't remember them, and then I listen again to them like I would, and then you cannot remember them anymore. That's a very fantastic feeling, because then you can really test yourself. Okay, do you like this or not?
But I also think for listening to I think every artist can be different, but I can barely listen to those songs at all, to be honest, because we with mixing and producing is so much. We often talk about how hard it must be for the Rolling Stones, for example, to be playing like I Can Get No Satisfaction for 50 years, and for us playing Survivor Year Zero for 2 years, it's already like, oh, so not really.
Fancy pullover, Philip. Yes, I know. I love it.
Matze is also here. Wow, Matze, you made it. Thank you, man. Digão sent a question. Que bom que você tá aqui, cara. Obrigado por ter tirado o tempo. Do you guys plan on finding more musicians to the band? Play over the click track with recorded bass, or adapt the songs for a duo version? I think that's a very good question. This is always, we've been discussing this for ages, also a work in progress. So, first and foremost, we are a duo not because we planned.
Exactly.
It's just happened. We couldn't find the right third partner so far, the bass player. That's why we said, instead of wasting time trying to find the right person, let's just try the two of us and see if we can make it. And that's what happened so far. I personally, my dream would be to have a power trio. I think it's a very strong sort of setup, but it should happen when the time is right. It needs to be the right person. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I see it the same, because if you look at the root of this decision to be a duo, it's more a pragmatic thing. And also it's, as you wrote in the question, it's not like we arranged the songs that they work with just us two playing the instruments. It's more like we write the songs actually for a trio, or even for a quartet, if you think of Change, for example, with the extra piano. But yeah, I think the root is that we actually want to be a trio, and I think it would be great to find someone to join. Although what's getting interesting is that now, where we brought out this album, a lot of people got very put a lot of attention on this fact that we made this joke about the two-headed rock trio, and it gets a bit like our how do you say, our Markenzeichen in Germany, our
Markenzeichen is like not necessarily a slogan, but
yeah, like a label. Let's say like a label.
Yeah.
And that's a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to think about this, but I think the basic decision was always that it's a pragmatic thing, and that we gonna do this as long as we find someone.
Yeah, and I think also the thing that we're realizing more and more now, because we're fully independent, right? I mean, we're very small. We're nobodies in the grand scheme of things. We're just starting, and we do everything ourselves. Everything you see, it's just us. Apart from, of course, the production, we had help from the amazing Sebastian and Chris, and the photography, we had the help from Julia, who actually is gonna be very soon in our podcast as well. We recorded with her already. Doing everything in two is a lot of work. It can be easier in the beginning, but having a third partner that we can trust could be really useful as well for, promotion and everything else we have to do as a band. So let's find out. We'll find out. But it's a very good question, Jigo. Thank you very much.
So all bass players here that have a car and
sing well. And
I think a car's enough.
Maybe have extra money in the pocket.
Yes. All right. The music stops. Let's make another listening session. Listen to the third track of the album.
Is it Survivor? I think Survivor.
It is Survivor. So let's see if I can hit it at the right spot.
I also have, while we listen to Survivor, I have to invite a very special guest sitting right next to me, but you still cannot see her. She's very chilled. I think she's even dreaming right now, but she's probably one of the most important members of the band. asleep. Won't happen.
Every step can cost too much. Here's the fire from within, turning my soul to dust. Come closer, join me. This all will be over soon. Our time is running out. Decide what you gotta do. I'm not afraid to lose. What's left behind is gone for good. I'm dying to survive.
Survivor. It's one of the tracks that got released with the EP. So, as you know, or as many of you maybe know already, it's 5 songs on the EP and 3 are already out there. Year Zero and Survivor were the new ones. Yeah, the last ones.
Yeah, I think Survivor is the one that gets the least love. It's the very first song we wrote together as a band. Philip had prepared a snippet, but I think we have 15 minutes left. I'm not sure if we have enough time to show it, but for sure we'll have the chance. Maybe we can share on social media afterwards.
Yeah.
There's a question from Bia. Bia, obrigado que você tá aqui. Any song you didn't include in the EP but you wish to release one day?
Yes. Many. So it's a bit hard because everyone who's not been at our concerts is probably not knowing what we are talking about, but there are definitely a couple. Brave New World is a song that we also played in one of our live sessions earlier, 1 year ago. So you can also find it on YouTube. To me, definitely Brave New World. And
Defiance also.
Defiance.
I think we have a lot of material. That's also why we're planning on already, hopefully still this year, record more, like not 5 songs, but maybe a bit less. But yeah, we are constantly working on new material. So I think we also have roughly 7 songs in the making and in several different stages, like from only a riff up to almost finished. So, but specifically that we recorded and didn't release, no. If you go to BANDCAMP and if you buy our digital version on BANDCAMP, you get a bonus track, which is a demo we recorded in the beginning of the pandemic called Last of My Kind. It's a very it's a ballad. Yeah, it's only piano, clean guitars and vocals. And that's included in the BANDCAMP version. So if you buy it, you get it. Haha, there's the deal. Making a sell here. More questions. People showing love for Nala, of course. Yeah, I wanted her to participate, but she's really chilled here. She gives 0 fucks to the camera, so she's just sleeping very, very deeply. That's awesome.
Okay, so the next question from Thibaut again. Do you have Ohrwurm? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have Ohrwurm from your own songs sometimes? I keep having some with your songs. That's very cool. Yeah, definitely. I have, especially when I'm in the shower, then I sometimes sing parts of the songs. That's like an Ohrwurm is for the it's a German word. It means when a song stuck in your head and you sing it again and again.
I think that's the biggest compliment we could have, right? As artists, like that our songs are stuck in your mind. That's awesome. I don't have that much because I generally, when I have a Ohrwurm for a song, it's the song that I decide that it should be finished, right? So like when I wrote, I don't know, I started Nightcrawler, I think from the chorus. So, it's cold and dark, this and then when I keep repeating the same idea over and over, I think, okay, I should write this song. That's kind of a criteria for writing songs for me personally. Next question, Philip.
Oh, I'm getting lost here. Is it from
it's a lot.
Federico?
Federico, Signore Bressan.
Among the songs of the EP, what's Nala's favorite one?
I wish I could show Nala right now. I think she has no favorites.
I don't want to say it, but I think she's not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not sure she.
Well,
she
now
doesn't
let's
like a
not
lot
talk
of noise.
about this. It's a very, very hard topic for us.
Yeah. We
Alright.
suffer from Nala not being a fan.
Another question. Do you plan to have a song about Nala? Maybe something like Nala versus Komodo Dragon.
Fun fact, even the name Komodo Fox, Nala was a clear inspiration for this. I can tell this story in another moment. You need to watch our next live stream or podcast, you know. But Francesca and I, when we adopted Nala, we always were like fascinated with how weird poses and noises she would make. So we always made fun of how she looked like different animals. And suddenly and she looks a bit like a fox because she has pointy ears. So the fox thing was in my head. I really love foxes. And then the Komodo fox was a play on having a real sort of exotic animal that doesn't exist. That's where the name came from. So Nala is already a huge inspiration. But I do have in my backlog an idea for writing a song about Nala. That's for sure. And that is, the inspiration is really because we adopted her and she comes from Crimea in Ukraine, which is a war zone. And we don't know a lot about her backstory. We don't know really what happened to her before, why she got blind from one eye and so on. So I think there's definitely going to happen eventually a song where I try to kind of figure out Nala's life story.
And I mean, she's already a big part in your life, right? She's making you feel very happy.
Yeah.
A lot.
Hunde Papa.
Yeah. Beautiful questions. Are there going to be a lot more about Nala now? The whole time I'm a bit worried that the topic gets away from.
Thibaut asks, do you ever sing covers together? Haha.
We do.
That's the time to say we are exactly in the process of trying out a concept. I'm not going to tell a lot about it. Maybe if you want to tell, but soon we're going to have some experiment with covers. Yes.
Exactly. I think we will keep it a bit more secret until, but we are already working on it.
It's not like it should be a big thing. We still want to focus on, our own music, but yeah, of course we would love to play covers.
And if yes, what artist? I think if you watch Weirman's comment under it,
yes,
could be a hint.
Good hint. Not explicit at all.
Okay. Elk Villa Music is the next one. Is there any plan of releasing the EP, the EP as sorry, I'm so bad in reading. Again, is there any plan of releasing the EP and as physical form or super hip vinyl?
Well, Philip was always the guy trying to push us for releasing CDs, and I was always like, Philip, no one has CDs anymore. But some people are asking about CDs.
I think everyone who can imagine to buy a CD of a vinyl, please write us.
Yeah.
We will collect the comments and then we make a mark. When we reach it, then we say, okay.
Yeah, when we have 1,000, we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also honestly, very, very. We don't have a lot of. We have 7 minutes. Very honest thoughts on this. I think plastic obviously is a big thing right now. We have to pay attention for creating useless, like using resources too much. So I do think we have everything in digital, fine. We always think of alternatives to having necessarily the CD, but something else from the band that you could keep. It's always work in progress, but mostly it's all about also touring, I think, because that's how we can expose ourselves to new fans, and then that's how eventually you sell stuff. So having it now that we're doing everything online doesn't make a lot of sense, but it could happen maybe when we tour again. We could maybe have vinyl or CDs. Yes.
Yeah, I think then it's more important to have something that you can give people in the hands so that they can take it home and it's standing there and other people are asking, what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we have that in mind. We are curious, so don't hesitate to write us about this.
Exactly.
If you wish one.
Jigon asked, if you could launch a split EP, which bands, realistically speaking, no Giant X, would you like to collaborate with? Wow, man, that's an awesome question. Jigon, you're on fire today. Well, split EP, if you're not familiar with the idea, so I know this a lot from the hardcore and punk rock bands that they release like an album, which is 2 bands having 1 album that you can listen to. That's a tough question. I think ideally it should match a bit our style, right? Not be too far from it. So, for example, Elk Villa or Mate Lies are bands we really love, bands from Friends, but I think the style is different. I think there are some Berlin-based bands that we are fans of, like maybe Dangerous is a bit wild because they are way bigger than us and they're more like Maybe Chaos Commute could be a nice one because they're also a duo.
Exactly.
There are some bands. It's a good idea. I never thought of
Yeah.
this.
I think it has to fit style, and also has to be, of course, nice people.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's also very important to us.
Wilman asked who let the dogs out. Not me. Camila asked, who inspired you to become musicians? Anyone you would like to play with? Philip.
If I could choose, I would, of course, play with one of my legends, like Ilan Rubin. He's not super famous, but he plays for many famous bands as Angels in the Airways, 9 Inch Nails. I would definitely love to play with Matthew Bellamy from Muse, or Chris, I think even more the bassist, Chris Wolstenholme from Muse. Or, of course, Roy Blood. What's his name? Mike
Care.
Yes. And the other question, who inspired you to become musicians? Very, very hard for me to say, because I didn't start with the drums.
Freddie Mercury.
For you, Freddie Mercury?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
For me, I think the band that really formed my childhood and drums and playing drums was definitely Blink-182 with Travis Barker on the drums. That was the early years of my drumming were completely dedicated to Travis Barker and his amazing drum parts, and Blink-182, or also other projects from the Blink-182 members, the more punk rock.
I think if I could play with anyone, it would be obviously either Brian May or Dave Grohl. That's simple. Just spend like 5 minutes with those guys. I don't know. It would be a dream come true. Yeah, we have 3 minutes left. Not that much. I think we don't have many other questions.
Also, no worries, right? You can also.
Yeah,
do it longer.
I mean,
it's
reach
not,
out.
It's not stopping at.
It's not stopping at 10. We have.
Yeah,
I thought it was a limited thing.
I think we had the last discussion yesterday or last year already. We were also sitting in the stream like, oh, it's just 3 minutes, but it goes on.
It goes on. Cool. So
at
we
least
can stay.
At least
can stay 24 hours more. But of course, if you have specific questions or just things you would like to talk about, of course, it's not only about us being interviewed, right? I think this is not. I don't like this whole self-centered thing too much, but let's hang. Let's talk about things. I love having conversations, deep conversations with folks.
Another snippet or.
I
Another
think
comment.
Elk Villa asked, can you make Komodo Fox t-shirts with a picture of Nala on them? That's a brilliant idea.
Nice, I like it as well.
Brilliant idea.
Very good. Very good.
I think, maybe we play a last snippet and we have a last message. I don't know. Should be fine. I think probably you folks are also tired of just typing and listening to us. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been an hour.
We have 2 songs left. We can... let's do it. Let's listen to... The next one would be Pride. Let's blend in the cover of Pride. Bling. There we go. And let's listen to it. Let's search for it. Bit earlier. Oh, yeah.
There you go. Sounds a bit like that... I don't remember the name of the movie. It has a dun 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 dun.
Let me ask you something. If you don't mind, are you content with
Pride.
Pride. It was our second single, the most radio friendly, I guess, of the EP. That's why we thought of having it as second single, to be honest, because we thought it was a more mainstream, probably. Not that our music is very underground. I think our music is fairly mainstream, but yeah, I like that one. I really like it.
Fand that Wheelman wrote, das waren Zeiten, habe damals jedes Lied an den Drums erkannt. Like, he's saying, like in the past, because I was talking about Blink-182, he was able to recognize a lot of songs just on the drums, and I really know that feeling when you listen to a song and you just, or like the instrument that you hear and that you like, you just need to hear a snippet and then you immediately know, okay, this is that song.
Absolutely.
Fun.
Absolutely. Do we have more questions left that we didn't see?
Yeah, it looks more like comments here, like coming with.
Yeah, not tired of all. Obrigado, meu brother. Paul wrote, top release. Thank you very much. Very kind words. Yeah, I think there's not more questions left.
About what's here? How about
Prash asked something.
How about a song that includes some electronic house music? We are open for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Why not?
Yeah, I think electronic elements, of course. I also played
For sure.
in bands before where that was a big part.
Yeah.
And we are always open for experimenting, especially also with the bass, because now we have the situation that we don't have a classic bass player.
Yeah.
We are very open to say why do we have to have like a normal bass line? We can also have a synth bass line or something very, very extreme electronic different. So we will discover probably. I think we're still very much at the beginning, so everything's still basic, but I think some times will come where we also have our phases.
And of course, if eventually we make it, we can always have a collab with David Guetta, right? Like it's in my plans.
That would be awesome, yeah. Before he dies, he's very old already, right?
I don't know. He's maybe 40. I have no idea. David Guetta and his USB stick. Yeah, I don't think there's any other question left. And it's been an hour. I don't know. I think we could maybe have final considerations. If anyone has any other questions. Again, I would say thank you so much for being here tonight. It means a lot to us. I think for us, it's always a very clear rule for us. No matter if it's a concert, it's a live stream, anything, a meeting. If we have 1 people joining, if you have 100, it makes no difference, right? It's all about connections and having conversations. So we really, really appreciate that you made the time, that you're there connected and participating a lot. It's really special.
Yes, I can just underline it. So thank you very much. As we told, again, you can find, if you're interested in a bit more insights about the songs, details, the story behind it, you can always listen to the podcast episodes that we are having on Spotify, for example. With the album, you can also support us when you get your copy at BANDCAMP. You can also buy it there. That's also always a big thing for us as musicians, of course, because we get more out of it. Otherwise, you can still listen to it everywhere on YouTube or on Spotify, of course.
Yeah, all streaming platforms. If you have Apple Music, you can find it there. If you have Deezer, if you have Tidal,
MySpace.
MySpace, of course. Yeah, the podcast also, we're quite curious to hear your thoughts on it, because we're very fresh on the podcast area. And we don't have a lot of episodes, but so we're learning a lot about it. So if you have feedback, it would be great to hear that. So Fox in the Box, anything we're doing in videos and mostly on YouTube, you have the links to check it. So if you just check Fox in the Box in your favorite streaming platform, you'll probably find it. I know for a fact that it's on Spotify and Apple Music, but those are the bigger ones. Yeah, also, if you would like to support us, sharing with friends, sending to people who you think would liking our stuff, commenting, engaging with our posts and that sort of thing really helps, because we still, unfortunately, really depend on algorithms on social media and that sort of thing. So following us on Instagram, following us on Spotify, on YouTube, subscribing, that's already super helpful to make us kind of expand and get to new audiences, which is really our goal right now, right? And there's also the news to share, like the big happenings after we released, which we're really happy about.
Exactly, yeah. We were mentioned in a big magazine here in Germany called Visions. Visions? Yeah, not
Visions?
Vision. Visions, yes. We were mentioned there, and there was a short article with very, very nice words, and it
Super
made
cool.
us very happy and very proud. So everyone who's in Berlin or Germany, you can get the new Visions magazine and search there for our album, and there's a little nice review, and we are very thankful for this.
Extremely thankful. And also we had a feature on an article on Tenho Mais Discos Que Amigos, which is a fantastic music blog based in Brazil. And the guys, I mean, they were so kind to really write an article about us and praise and, you know, give the support. I mean, there are also other friends who really support us. There's Crocodilo Discos, who's also a Brazilian-based label helping us out. There's Catherine Van Bruce from Newcomer Rock, who's posting about us. So yeah, it's having the especially being independent and having support from people writing about us and sharing it means the world to us. So thank you so much to all of you.
And hopefully we will see all of you as soon as possible on a concert. That
Yes.
would be amazing again. We miss it already. Although it was nice to have some opportunities to play at a radio station a couple of weeks ago or at Werk 9 live stream concert, but of course it's not the same.
Yeah.
And we completely miss it, and we hope it's gonna happen. So with all the respect, of course, to the situation, there are other things that are
Absolutely.
more important now. But we hope to have a nice concert here in Berlin too in the future to kind of re-party the release. That would be great. And
Yeah.
then talk with you in person, and that would be amazing.
It will happen.
So, and of course, let's give you some music for saying goodbye, like another listen to the last song, which is called Change. And with this, we are going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Right? Yes.
Have a good night, have a good evening, have a good day, wherever you are, and take care. Thank you again for being here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Goodbye. See you soon.